Hi, it's Alicia and Jerome. And
Hi guys.
And welcome back to our channel. Today, as you saw from the title, it's another moving update. Our background, our couch is different. We're here in Orlando and we're staying at my mom's house. My parents are gracious enough to let us stay here, so we're here bumming it. Not bumming it at all, actually. But we're here for the next few months until our house is ready.
Few weeks.
Weeks, yes. We've been here for what, 3 weeks already?
Yep.
Yeah. We've been here for about 3 weeks already, and we're scheduled to close at the end of May. If you guys are interested in our channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, definitely give us a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, don't forget to comment below. We have gotten a few comments recently on our last videos. We did one of the Design Center, and we did one from our KBHS experience thus far, like a part 1. So we've had a few questions recently, and we thought we would do a quick video today to talk about what it's like being 60 days out. We're 60 days out. We have a tentative closing date of May 26th. So we have 5 weeks, 6 weeks left, and we're going to start pretty much with the house. The house is the house is done on the exterior. We have paint, and on the inside, the drywall is up, and they've primed the walls. But that's it.
Yeah, construction is happening pretty quickly. You know, every week we do go down there and see. It's a marked difference. You know, from framing to roofing to drywall. Every week they're doing something major. And it's pretty impressive to see how fast they're putting together this house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just 3 weeks ago when we first came, it was, the 29th we got here, and like 2 days later we had our drywall or pre-drywall inspection. And then it was just framing, and we didn't even have shingles on the roof yet. So yeah. You'll see from the pictures what it looked like just 3 weeks ago versus now. It's a stark difference.
Yeah.
Like, we legit have a house.
With walls.
With walls.
And a roof.
Yeah. So, I think there was a bit of a delay for like a week or two because they were waiting on shingles, and I guess there's, what is it?
I think it was the resin that they were missing, or there was a lead time to it. But they seemed to sort that out. But once they got the material, I mean, it was going up, and it's not only our house that's going up at this pace.
Yeah.
There's another house next to us with a very similar floor plan, and it's going up at the same exact rate.
Yeah, like there's 3 of our houses just going up. Like, one gets this, we all get it the same day. So that's pretty cool. I mean, if I look at it as an untrained, I've never built a house before. To me, I feel like this house needs a few months just looking at it, but our sales professional and our the foreman, yeah, they gave us pretty good hopes that we can stick to that timeline. I mean, of course, there's like plenty of rain here in Florida and things happen, but right now we're still targeting the 26th of May. So with the house, we had a few disappointments when I first got there. As you'll see in the video, just the lot seemed bigger, which the lot is bigger. But there's a fence that we want to try to knock down, and we're going to probably take it down when we close. So that was one of the things that was a bit surprising because, they say, all this is your land, and then you realize you have a fence there. So we're going to work those little kinks out, but for the most part, things are going pretty well.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with the upgrades that we're seeing so far that we got in the design center.
Oh, yeah.
Just one of the upgrades was the 9-foot ceilings. We walked into the neighbor's house and they didn't get that upgrade. And I'm very happy that we did decide to go with that. It makes the house feel so much bigger and way more open.
The ceilings definitely make a bigger difference.
Oh yeah, look at the 9-foot ceiling.
Yeah.
Coming straight through.
Yeah, it makes it look more open for sure. Those were pre-construction upgrades that we decided on, which if you don't do it when you're doing your contract, you're kind of out of luck. So I'm really glad we decided on that. And like, sometimes, I mean, there's so much information going and coming, and so if you are getting a KB home, and you can't afford to upgrade, I definitely recommend the high ceilings for sure. What else did we do?
One of our disappointments so far is the size of the bedrooms.
Yeah.
With the framing, it looks really small. You feel as though you can touch one wall to another. When we go into the model, it doesn't feel small. When we spoke to the sales consultant, he definitely reassured us that
this happens a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel this way.
Yeah, when you see the framing alone, it definitely feels or looks very tight, small, as though you can't even fit a bed or even a couch in there.
Or a desk or anything. So yeah, that was, I don't know, just a lot going on when I first moved, a lot kind of up in the air. I just went in there and I'm like, it's too small. So after going back to the model, I feel way better about it though.
Yeah, we just keep reminding ourselves of what it would look like, because luckily we are building the model and we are able to see, things that already built versus like as it's coming, it's not really ready for the untrained eye.
Yeah, and they do have other, just like most neighborhoods, they have other models not models, but other floor plans that you can actually get that are not a model. So it's really hard for you to visualize it, I think. But I mean, they have, I think a minimum of a room is a 10 by 10.
Yep.
Yeah, so a minimum of a room is a 10 by 10, and most of the models, whether it's yours or one that just has a 10 by 10 room, I think that it will just give you a little perspective, which sometimes is needed, especially when you're thinking of all this money you're spending, and then you're gonna get a little, shocked. Trust me, I know. Yeah, so that's pretty much the house. We're excited. I think that now I got a text. Our sales guy texts us with like what's happening, what's coming up next. Like I said before in our last video, he's awesome. He's been super great. He worked with my parents.
Yeah, he has always been very good. He's always been very communicative. I think I said it in the last video as well. He's always quick to give us updates on the status of the house, whether it be the house or just the progress of the paperwork. He's always been very good throughout the entire process.
Yeah. He just texted us, gave us a little update yesterday. They're going to start doing the trim. So I'm assuming that's like the walls were going to get painted this week, and also the plumbing. So the toilets are going in, etc. So that's the house. We're 60 days out, so that doesn't just affect the house, it also affects the mortgage. So KBHS, we are going with them. And from our last update to now, I feel like it's a 180. It's been a pretty good change, really, from the experience we first had.
We did get a completely different, consultant, and he is way better.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's way better. Again, we're not asking for much. All we want is to know what's going on, and so he's always communicating to us, whether we reach out to him or him reaching out to us. He's always telling us of status, and if we have any questions, he's always available. If not available, he's always calling us back. And within reason too, we're not waiting weeks before we hear back an answer to a question. Like within 24 hours, he's reaching back to us, either with a phone call or text on the answers to our questions. And I think that's reasonable to ask. Like within 48 hours, I think that's a reasonable time frame to get a response back. But don't have us waiting weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Jerome said in our last video, this is not something we do every day. Like day in and day out, we're not getting mortgages or speaking these terminologies all the time. So it's really good to have somebody that at least can tell you a little bit about the rates, or when you buy down a rate, and just different ways that people kind of go about getting something that works for them. So I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but the rate was really good when we first spoke to KB and decided to go with KB in October. It was like the mid to high twos. And now it's gone up quite a bit. So it's been a bit of a sticker shock, and to buy down the rate, that's something we needed to know a little bit more about. And our guy has been really good to work with and kind of get an understanding on that. But we did end up doing the 60-day
rate lock. Because of the interest rates are going up, we wanted to lock the rate as soon as possible because we think that moving forward from here on out, the interest rates are only going to go up. And so that's why we wanted to lock the rate as soon as possible. And that's why talk to the foreman on when the completion of the house was important, because we need to close within 60 days in order for this rate lock to actually work as we think it should.
Mm-hmm. We're going based on the assumption, that weather and other factors don't, prevent us from closing at the 60-day mark, which is the 26th or 27th of May. So we're hoping that we stay on track, but our loan officer, he did let us know that there's sometimes a grace of like a 7-day period. So we're hoping that we don't have to go beyond that and lose the lock or anything like that. So we're hoping for the best, but we're pretty confident. I mean, of course, there are things that happen. So we're familiar with what can happen. Yeah. So that helps a lot. We're not feeling like we're guaranteed something. It's like, okay, everything's dependent on the house and the materials and all of that. So the other thing, now that it's 60 days out, the underwriter is another person we're dealing with more as well, and she has been so good as well. So I just wish these are people I was working with from the very beginning, but she's been really responsive. And Jerome, he's my husband, but on this house, it's just going to be me. But everyone's keeping him in the loop, telling him, this is what's going to work for you guys, because they know, it's not just this one person. Like, we're a family. So that's really nice that, like, everybody is in the loop and giving information and making sure we're all on the same page. Yeah. So some of the things that she did ask us for, I'm trying not to use names, and I definitely don't want to use names because it's irrelevant. It's really about the process. But this lady, she was, like I said, amazing. But some of the things 60 days out that we had to get her, and not just her, but any underwriter would need, is 2 months, the last 2 months of my pay stubs and bank statements. And also,
because I am not going to be on the loan, but the loan down payment is going to be coming out of our joint account, and I have to show that money is transferring from my savings to the joint account. So I have to also provide bank statements as well.
Yeah, and he actually has to write what they call a gift letter.
Yeah.
And the gift letter, again, they just need to trace this money and see, like, where is it coming from? It's not anything crazy. It's dependable.
It's just another loop or hoop to jump through.
Yeah.
It's just part of the process. Whether you went with the KBHS or another loan officer or loan company, I think you would have to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And I think the only other thing that we've had to do and kind of secure between now that we're 60 days out and is the insurance. Yeah. So we had to get sign up for our home insurance or select a company, and
I did do some shopping around on that, and we did find that KBHS insurance, because they also have an insurance section as well, were the cheapest and as well the most comparable with regards to coverage on the house. And so we decided to go with them. Keeping it all under one roof. I hope it makes it easier for them to communicate. But yeah, we're going with them.
Yeah, so that's where we are now. We are visiting the house once a week, usually on the weekends. We're about, 30 minutes away from the new house, so it's a little out of the way, and everything that we do, we both work from home, so everything that we do is kind of in this vicinity. So we go see it every Saturday, and like Jerome said, it's different every time we see it. So that's really comforting. So we have that. Other than that, it's the things we're doing outside of the house, which is we have to look at fans. We definitely need to get fans and appliances.
A garage door opener.
Garage door
Surprisingly,
opener.
the garage door openers do not come standard with the house, which is very shocking.
Yeah.
In Florida.
In Florida.
Yeah. So,
or fans.
Or fans.
Yeah. Well, we did add as an upgrade. We're going to do a video on the upgrades we actually selected, because I did get questions about what we actually selected, and you know, the total and kind of our total and upgrades and all of that. So I think we'll do a separate video so this doesn't get too long. But we do have the hookups in each one of the rooms. We did pay for that too. So we want to get fans because it's hot. It's hot. So we definitely need to get that. Appliances that we need. The house does come with a stove, microwave, dishwasher, but we still have to get the fridge, the washer, dryer.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think that's about it.
Yeah. And Jerome wants to get a bidet.
Yeah. For sure.
So anyways, that's it really for this video, right?
Yeah.
So that's it really for this update, and so far...
Maybe next time we speak to you guys, it'll be closing.
Oh, I hope so. We really love it here, and honestly, like, being with my parents has been really nice, and Jade's getting time with her grandparents, which she didn't have before. She would see them every few months. So it's been really nice, but it's going to be good just to have all of our things and kind of settle in into our new place. So we're ready. We're really ready.
Yeah.
Well, if you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from our family, definitely subscribe. And any questions, leave them below. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.